Welcome to Tracking the Week. The Federal High Court in Abuja on Monday granted bail to a former member of the Senate representing Kaduna Central, Senator Shehu Sani. Justice Iyan Ekwo granted Senator Sani bail in Abuja during his arraignment on 2 counts of bribery and advance fee fraud. The charges were preferred against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Senator Sani, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges, while his counsel, A. Ibrahim, asked the court to grant his client's bail. After listening to the arguments of both parties, Justice Ekwo granted Senator Sani bail, but not without conditions. He was granted bail in the sum of 10 million naira and a surety there must be a responsible citizen with landed property within the court's jurisdiction. The judge also asked the accused to deposit his international passport to the court and must not travel out of the country without the permission of the court. He thereafter adjourned the case until February 24, 25 and 26 for accelerated trial. Still on Monday, an FCT High Court sentenced Mariam Sanda, the woman who stabbed her husband to death, Bilia Aminu, son of a former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Haliru Bello, to death by hanging. Delivering the judgment, Justice Yusuf Halilu convicted Sanda based on the doctrine of last seen, saying that the doctrine places a burden of proof on the accused who was the last to be seen with the deceased. Halilu held that from the evidence before him, it was irredeemably clear that the accused fatally stabbed the deceased, adding that the 2 extrajudicial statements made by the convict be not disputed. The evidence of the convict was unreliable and circumstantial evidence is used in the place of eyewitness account. Justice Halilu, in sentencing her, held that from the entire circumstances of the case, justice to the society and to the deceased outweighs other elements of justice to the defendant. The police arraigned Sanda for stabbing her husband with a broken bottle at about 3:50 a.m. on the 18th of November 2017. The police also accused Maimuna Aliyu, Sanda's mother, Aliyu, her brother, and Sadiya Aminu, her housemaid, of tampering with evidence by cleaning the blood and other proofs from the crime scene, but charges were later dropped. However, Halilu discharged her co-defendant after they filed a no-case submission and ordered her to enter her defense. The prosecution called 6 witnesses, while the defense called 2. The convict being one of the defense witnesses. On Tuesday, the Senate received a letter from the President seeking recognition of the interim management of the Niger Delta Commission, NDDC, until the forensic audit on its account is completed. The letter was read by President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, and centers on the committee constituted by the Minister of the Niger Delta, Godswill Akpabio. This comes 2 months after the Senate approved the President's request to confirm a 16-man board that will oversee operations of the Commission. Meanwhile, an Oyo State High Court sitting in Ibadan, the state capital, on Tuesday, restrained the 68 sacked council chairman and chairman of the local council development areas LCDAs from the forceful and illegal takeover of the council offices across the state. The court, presided over by Justice Mashood Abbas, granted the 4 reliefs sought by the lead counsel to the Oyo State government, Dr. Akin Onigbinde SAN, including an order of interim injunction restraining the sacked chairman from forcefully taking over the local government councils or taking steps capable of causing breach of peace in the state. The orders of interim injunction, which were granted by the Oyo State High Court, followed an ex parte motion filed by the state government. Also restrained were the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abuka Malami SAN, Inspector General of Police Mohammed Abubakar, Commissioner of Police in Oyo State, Shino Olukolu, and the Oyo State APC Chairman, Akin Oki. The parties and their agents were restrained from taking any step that could tamper with the hearing and the determination of the motion and notice. According to the court, the sacked chairman, as well as the 4 other defendants, their officers, agents, privies, or otherwise, were restrained from taking steps that would cause a breach of peace by embarking on self-help, to give effect to a letter dated the 14th of January 2020. On Wednesday, the Senate Minority Leader, Senator Einaya Abaribe, called on President Muhammadu Buhari to resign over the security situation in the country. Senator Abaribe made the call while lawmakers were discussing a motion on national security challenges and calls for restructuring in plenary on Wednesday. He explained that his call for the president to resign was because he had failed to solve the security challenges in the country years after Nigerians voted the APC government into power to address it along with the power challenges in the country. Meanwhile, some other senators have called for the resignation of the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, and urged President Buhari to remove the service chiefs as they did not have any new ideas on fighting insecurity in the country. They also condemned the abduction and killings of Nigerians in Plateau State and warned against dividing the people along ethnic religious lines. An Abuja High Court on Thursday granted former Attorney General of the Federation, Mohammed Adoke, bail in a sum of 50 million naira and warrant surety. According to the ruling on Thursday, the surety must be a Nigerian citizen with landed property within the jurisdiction of the court. The surety must also appear with the defendant throughout the period of trial. Adoke was asked to deposit his international passport with the registrar of the court. Justice Idris Kutigi, who gave the ruling, also granted bail to the second defendant, Aliyu Abubakar, in the sum of 50 million naira with two sureties who must have landed properties within the court's jurisdiction. Abubakar is also to deposit his international passport with the registrar of the court. The sitting judge stressed that any breach of the bail conditions during Abubakar's trial will lead to immediate revocation. The sureties are also expected to attend the trial with the defendant. Similarly, the third defendant, Raski Benige, was also granted bail in a sum of 10 million naira with one surety. Benige was asked to sign an undertaking not to interfere with the trial or further investigation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). According to the court's ruling on Thursday, Benige's surety must produce his or her 3 years tax clearance certificate. Some commercial motorcycle operators on Friday took to the streets of Lagos to express their grievances over the recent decision of the state government to restrict their movement in some local government areas, bridges and highways in the state. The operators, which include majorly the Go-Kada and Max NG, staged a peaceful protest from Oregon Road to the government secretariat in Ikeja. Bearing various placards, the protesters appealed to the state government to regulate their services and not restrict them from operating. They lamented that business is their only means of survival. Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Benga Omotosho, announced earlier that the government would enforce the ban on motorcycles and tricycles in 6 local government areas, as well as major highways and bridges from the 1st of February 2020. He explained that the decision was taken after a robust assessment of the debate on the rate of accident in Lagos, saying the security and safety of the lives of the residents were paramount. He also warned that all offenders and violators were dealt with in accordance with the laws of the state.